you sold hundreds of millions of dollars in the tech industry. Somebody wants to break into the tech industry right now. Give them a hack to sell their product at a large scale.
I think, to be fair, in my case, and again, we're selling that kind of dollars to large-scale companies. So we're selling to big businesses.
So you're selling to big businesses. So in other words, you got to solve those $100,000 million problems.
That's where I was going. And you got to have people that know what they're doing. That's where I was going. Like, you got to have software engineers, you got to have salespeople, marketers that understand that large business environment, because it's very different from small business, which is different from consumer.
But so you said you're selling to tech giants, though.
Oh yeah, we're selling to the biggest companies in the world.
Like what?
Like the Fortune 500. Half of them are our customers. Yeah.
So when you're approaching them, when you're selling to them, what does that conversation look like? How do you sell to a tech giant? Like
well, you know what? It's not one conversation. Our sales cycles can be a year or longer, and it can be 50 people in the organization that we got to talk to.
What is the biggest thing that the deal depends on?
Well, ultimately, and it's a team decision typically on the customer side, it's going to come down to, do they believe we're the best partner, I'll use that term, the best company that's going to solve their problem? And if they don't believe that, they're not going to spend the millions of dollars to buy your product.
How do you effectively communicate that when you're in a conversation?
You got to show them. There's proving it by showing them. Often there's these things called proofs of concept or pilot, where you're showing them the tech. You got to have typically very strong references. They got to go, I want to see 5 other people like me that already use this. So the hardest part of a business like ours is the early days when you don't have those references yet. You got to find people that will trust you with a new technology. But once you're bigger and we're there, we're using our existing references to help our new potential prospects trust that we can solve their problem.
How do you now?
62.
I would have guessed like 40.